it's Yaz from Yorkshire Peaches Therapies and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be having a look at a kibble-based product. Now, nobody panic. This is a product that I've heard a lot about, to be honest. I know that, well, I think it's quite popular in the agility community. And it's platinum. So these are 4 sample packs that I've been given. So I thought we'll go through each one and we'll talk about it. And I've even got a little bit of the complete wet food as well. Please pay no mind to the cat, even though the cat's probably more interested than me talking. So, platinum is a semi-moist food, and it's got a really nice high meat content in it. Now, the reason that I like to kind of look at what's on the market is because sometimes raw feeding or fresh feeding just isn't for everyone, and that's okay. So I go, right, okay, what other options do we have? And platinum really is up there with some of the good ones. Actually, I'll have a look and see if they're all on All About Dog Food. All About Dog Food Platinum. Let's have a look. Platinum dog reviews. Probably should have prepped this earlier, but here we are. So it's got a 70% rating on All About Dog Food. I'm just going to have a look at the other reviews that they've got. I thought it would be higher, you know, because of the meat content, but 70% is still good. It's still marked as a green, and the average price per day to feed it is 74 pence. But I imagine that is dependent on what size dog you're feeding. Anyway, so let's have a look at this first one. So the first protein that I'm going to look at is the lamb. Now, Platinum is a German brand. So you'll see a mixture of German and English on the packaging. So we've got 70% fresh meat, and FSG is a slow cook meat juice method, which I'm not quite sure what it means, but I can have a little look. But basically, it's a complete dry food for adult dogs of all breeds. It's got fresh meat quality. It says no pollutants, but I imagine that means like no like nasty additives. Let's have a look. Oh my days, they're everywhere. So the UK, is that, I don't know where, Europe? No, Switzerland? I don't know. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the ingredients. So for this lamb, we have 70% fresh lamb meat, broken rice, fish, brewer's yeast, apple pulp, salmon oil, yucca extract, flaxseed oil, olive oil, green lip mussel extract, carrots, tomatoes, African marigold, dandelion broccoli, green tea, chamomile, oregano, milk thistle seed, cranberry seed, seaweed, and potassium chloride. And the olive oil is cold pressed as well. Then you've got your additives. So it has got a synthetic vitamin and mineral mix in with it. I always mention the fat content. So this is 12.5%. 12.5% on it. So for lamb, that's not completely out of the ordinary, because lamb is quite high in fat. Obviously, this isn't like the bags you can get it in. These are just the sample sizes. So let's open them and have a look. Oh my days. Okay, so smell wise, smells very meaty. Size wise, so you can get these in different sizes. I get the pork in the mini sizes, and I just use it for scatter feeding and stuff, but this seems to be the standard size. So that's about the size of my thumbnail, if I can get the angle right. It's about the size of my thumbnail. Texture. So it is semi-moist, so it's not like a rock hard biscuit. It's got a little bit of bounce in it. I can put my nail through it. And look, they do break up into these tiny little bits. So that's what the lamb looks like. And I'm pretty sure all of these ones will come with a kind of similar size and texture, but we're going to check. So hang on, let me organise my desk so I don't get mixed up. So that's the lamb. I can't imagine they're going to look different, but we'll wait and see. Okay, so next up is chicken. Again, it's 70% fresh meat. It's got that FSG, which is a slow cook meat juice method. Let's have a look at the ingredients. So 70% is fresh chicken meat, broken rice, corn, which is GMO free, brewer's yeast, apple pulp, salmon oil. The salmon oil is cold pressed. Yucca extract, flaxseed oil, also cold pressed, olive oil, cold pressed, greenlit mussel extract, carrots, tomatoes, African marigold, dandelion, broccoli, green tea, chamomile, oregano, milk thistle seed, cranberry seed, seaweed and potassium chloride. Again, the same synthetic vitamin and mineral mix in there because it's a complete food. And the fat is 16% for the chicken. So let's have a... I'm going to have to open it with my teeth, sorry. Oh my god, I'm not doing very well with that. There we go. Oh, I just got a gobful of biscuit air there. Right. Oh my lord. Right, okay, so this is the chicken. Texture-wise, that feels more oily to me, but it does have a higher fat content than the lamb. Again, we break up nice and easily, a little bit more easier than the lamb, but if it's got a higher fat content, then it is going to break up a little bit easier. If we compare the chicken, that is really greasy actually. Yeah, it's definitely more like greasier than the lamb, but it's got the higher fat content. But size wise, we're pretty much the same. Colour wise, I don't know if the camera's going to be picking it up, but the chicken's a little bit lighter in colour. Little bit lighter in colour. That smells really... It smells really meaty. It's the only way that I can describe it. So, up next, we have the beef. Again, 70%. Let's look at the ingredients. So, 70% fresh beef meat. Potatoes, peas, lentils, apple pulp, fish, brewer's yeast, salmon oil, olive oil, yucca extract, greenlit mussel extract, carrots, tomatoes, African marigold, dandelion, broccoli, green tea, chamomile, oregano, milk thistle seed, cranberry seed, and seaweed and potassium chloride. Same vitamins and mineral synthetic mix. I think with each protein, it's near enough the same, like all the extra bits that they're adding in with the greenlit mussel and carrots and stuff. The fat content on this is 16%. Again, I always mention the fat content because I'm always thinking about dogs that have a history of pancreatitis. It doesn't mean that, you know, like, oh my days, we can't touch it because it's not 10% fat or less. It's just a consideration for the dogs that have pancreatitis. Right. Let's have a look at the beef. So, this is the beef. Again, they're all pretty much the same size. That one's a little bit firmer to break up if anyone's using these for kind of like training treats or something like that. These ones are a teeny bit harder to break up, but I can get my nail in it. Texture-wise, again, you can definitely feel the difference with the higher fat content compared to the lamb. The beef looks more similar to lamb in colour. Again, that chicken is just, and I mean like a touch lighter. Do you know? I'm trying to think what it smells like. It just smells meaty. It just smells meaty. It smells quite nice. Dare I say? It smells quite nice. Dare I say? Okay, so this is the protein that I get for my dogs. My dogs are raw fed or fed a mixture of raw and cooked. But because we are currently converting a camper van, I wanted to have a look at some options of maybe some wet or like a good quality dry food, just to make that raw last a little bit longer. So I'll probably do like a mix of raw and this, to be honest. Meow. Oh, she's got a pen. It's like her favourite thing in the world. Right, okay, so before I open this with my teeth, the Iberico, which is pork, 70% fresh meat. So fresh pork meat, 70%, which in brackets, Iberian pork only. Potatoes, fish, brews, yeast, apple pulp, salmon oil, yucca extract, flaxseed oil, olive oil, green lip mussel extract, carrots, tomatoes, African marigold, dandelion, broccoli, green tea, chamomile, oregano, milk thistle seed, cranberry seed, and seaweed, and potassium chloride. And the fat content in this is 14%. So just to kind of touch base with some of those ingredients, which I'm pretty sure are in every single one. So let's have a look. Salmon oil, good source for omega-3s, but remember, as soon as this packet is opened, the fats are exposed to air and light, it'll start to degrade their potency. Green lip mussel extract, I wish there was a percentage on that. Let me just check in the other. Yeah, it's not on any of the other languages. I wish there was like a little bit more detail on the percentages. I know that All About Dog Foods can get a bit funny about that, or get a bit particular about that when the percentages aren't listed. Dandelion, really nice for bladder health. Broccoli is good source of fibre. Milk thistle seed is really good for liver health and detoxing. Cranberry seed, again, that's good for bladder and kidney health. But I wish the percentages were on there. That's the only thing I'd say so far, is that I wish I knew more about how much of each one. There's chamomile in there, very potent anti-inflammatory, but is it going to be at therapeutic doses to promote a calming effect in your dog? Likely not, but equally they're not making claims that it will. They're just saying 70% pork, and then they've got all these lovely bits in as well. So I like that it has the addition of the botanicals that they've added in there. I also like that they're not saying this will calm your dog down. They've just got some nice ingredients in with that pork. So let's have a look at this one. I open that now. Okay. So this is the pork. So this is obviously the one that my dogs have, but they have the mini version. So the mini version, that smells really nice. That smells really good. This is the pork. Again, sorry, the cat's playing with the pen. Again, same size, colour-wise. It's pretty much the same as beef and lamb. The chicken's the only one that's like a tiny little bit lighter. It could be this particular batch that's lighter. I don't know. So the mini version, I would say, is it's probably about half the width of this, and then lengthwise, like, so if that's the full version, the lengthwise is probably that. I have small dogs, like, especially if you're breaking them down to be treats, it's just easier to buy the mini version. So that's what I've done, because it's predominantly used as treats, but of course would like to have a look at it from a camping perspective as well. So those are your dry bits. Now this is their chicken. This is their wet food. Again, this is a complete wet food. Let's have a look. So this has 83% chicken meat, broken rice. It's got vegetables, so it's got broccoli, carrots, and leek, salmon oil, brewer's yeast, olive oil, and then it's got the synthetic premix in it, and then 9.7% is crude fat. I don't know if I'm going insane, but leeks. I thought leeks were part of the onion family. Now, garlic's part of the onion family, but isn't poisonous. Why is there leek in there? I'm going to assume that everyone gets panicky about garlic, and I don't want to incite panic over leeks Obviously, it's not going to be poisoning dogs en masse, but that is something that actually I would like to ask a question about. Rotten. Let me just check. German. Yeah, it's definitely leek. That's so weird. I really did not see that coming. We shall continue. So I've lifted this up. So it says lift up. Press. I'm assuming I press here, like this. Tear off, and then you open. So it should. Oh, this is good. It means I don't have to use my teeth. There we go. Let's have a look. Oh, that is very jelly. Oh, wow. That smells really strong. Okay, right. I'm going to plop it out into this dish. Oh, Lord. This is not aesthetically pleasing. Oh! Oh! Like a bloody slab of corned beef. Okay, so there's a lot of jelly in there, but this is to be expected with a wet food. I believe the jelly acts as like a preservative. I'm assuming, like you would do a pork pie. I can't even tell you like how strong this smells. Okay, so I don't think I like the smell of that one, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest. And of course, I don't have a fork in here. Give me 2 seconds. I will go and get a fork. Okay, so I'm back. Now, I had a little look as well, more about leeks. And I can't find anything that I can't find anything that says like just leeks. They always keep mentioning about garlic and garlic and garlic, and we know, well, I know that garlic is safe to give dogs. So I think it'll be the case for the leeks. So first up, this is so potent in smell. Obviously, it comes with like this jelly over it. It's not like jelly you'd get in a pork pie though. It's a lot softer. So if I just scrape that back, so you can see it a little bit more. So it's firm, like corned beef. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So you can see the rice. You can see, let me have a look at those ingredients again. You can see the rice. Is there, yeah, carrots. You can see the carrots. You can see the broccoli. So this is good. Oh my Lord. Yeah, you can really see it. Sorry, I'm like going, but actually I'm doing a video about this. So, I think that I know from the smell of this, my dogs will go, "Oh my days, that smells delicious." But I think that if I gave it as a full meal, because they're raw fed, I think this might be a little bit too rich for them. But mixed in with raw, when we're traveling, I think this is still going to be a viable option. So what I'm going to do is I will pop this on like a licky mat or some enrichment of some kind, and just see how their tummies cope with it. But one of those small tubs is filled like that entire bowl. So I think as a wet food option, and you're looking to maybe explore different wet foods, this is a really nice option. The packaging was really good. I'm really impressed with the packaging, how it opens and everything. There is still loads of this jelly in the bottom of here, which, try and get it out. Yeah, I think that's like not a preservative, but a way of preserving the moisture in it, because the actual food itself isn't as wet as what the jelly is. But no, I like that you can see the broccoli and the rice and the carrots in here, and the leeks as well. It's got a nice high meat content. It smells really, really strong, so I can guarantee the dogs are going to love it. But yeah, initial thoughts is I think this might be too rich for the dogs as a whole meal. But to split it and mix it with raw, I think would be a good option for when we are travelling. And it comes in these little cardboard packets that are really nice and easy to open, and obviously they're shelf stable. And then we've got the dry bits as well. So do I think Platinum overall is a nice, good quality dry food and wet food brand? Obviously I haven't gone through all the proteins and all the range. I'm just kind of working with the samples that I've been given. Yes, I do. But my instinct is telling me that as a meal in its own would be too rich for my dogs personally, I think. And as well with the dry food as well, I think it'd be too rich on its own. But I use the Iberico Pork minis as treats. So for scat feeding and doing like filling enrichment toys, and they've been absolutely fine on this. So it'll be a nice one to try when we are going out and about in the van. Yeah, I like Platinum. It's just it's the leeks. The leeks have kind of thrown me off a little bit, but I'm looking and I can't find anything that doesn't go, leeks are just as poisonous as garlic, because we know that garlic is safe for dogs. So yeah, there you go. Hope this video is helpful. If you have enjoyed it, I really hope I haven't rubbed that in my hair. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share and subscribe. But for now, lots of love to you and your dogs, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care, bye.